Hello and welcome to another Airbnb case study where I'm going to be going over the numbers for March 2023. I'm going to be covering the good, the bad, the ugly, and comparing a long-term rental versus a short-term rental. And we definitely had some things to go over this month. So let's dive on into it. Hello, my name's Tyler Ford, Tucson, Arizona with eXp Realty, and welcome to this episode of Living in Tucson, your Tucson Real Estate Connection. And if you've been following our case study, we did an Airbnb, and the big reason as to why we were doing our Airbnb is we've got a lot of rentals and never done a short-term rental. And I had a lot of clients and even agent friends telling us that they did well over the summer months and they actually were profitable, which I found hard to believe that you could be profitable with an Airbnb here in Tucson in the heat of the summer. So we set off to do an Airbnb more as a case study to better understand it so I could speak intelligently to people and clients that were looking for Airbnbs. And we've learned a ton. We've put a lot of good systems in place if you've been following our case study. So again, but the big thing is just to compare short-term rental versus a long-term rental and whether you're going to be more profitable, which I do believe that you will be. But the question is the extra time and effort worth the extra profit? And to be honest, it has been more time consuming than I thought it would be. But again, it's all about good systems and putting things in place in order to allow you to efficiently manage and run your property. So this is for March 2023. We've got April and May, which will complete a year. So we've got 2 months left. At the end, I'm going to do a big video that's going to compare the numbers of what it would be if it was a long-term rental, what those numbers would be versus the short-term rental, how much extra money we made, and again, my final opinion as to whether it was worth the effort. So we're going to dive on into the good, the bad, the ugly for March 2023. Going to talk about the ugly, and then we're going to go on into the numbers and let you know what we made for the month of March 2023. First, I want to cover the ugly, and it wasn't so ugly, but it's just the things that happened. And this month, one of our guests said that they tripped over their kid and fell into the door and put a hole in the door. And the weird thing is if you've been following our case study, about 4 months ago, we had some kids being rambunctious and actually put a hole in the door as well. So we had to go through the whole process. The good news is I was familiar with the process. And with Airbnb, if there's a claim to be made that you submit, and first Airbnb reaches out, they try to get the guest to cover. If the guest won't cover all or partial, then they have an insurance policy that kicks in. Airbnb does that covers the difference. So if you've been following the case study, I'll put a link up above of the last time this happened. We actually ended up getting reimbursed by Airbnb. And this time, the guest reached out to us, sent us a message, which is right here, that said, hey, we did this, we want to pay. Long and short of it, I told him what it would cost, and he ended up just paying through the claim. So we got our money right away, and the door has actually been fixed. So at the end of the day, not a big deal, but it's just the inconvenience and the hassle of having to get the door fixed. So that was the ugly for this month. Before I dive on into the numbers, I want to talk about one thing that we implemented this month. And we've learned a lot over the course of starting our Airbnb back in June of 2022. And this business is all about the hospitality business. And the better you do, the better your reviews are going to be. And as a result, Airbnb is going to serve up your listing more, and you end up going to be getting booked a whole lot more, less vacancies, and also get more in rent. But one of the things that I've done is I always like to introduce myself when guests come just to see what we can do to make their stay better and develop a relationship. Well, long and short of it, I've now got people reaching out that have stayed at our place, reaching out to me wanting to book down the road again. And one thing that I've set up is a Logify website, which is our own site where they can book on our site. And that way we don't have to give up the percentage that Airbnb takes and be more profitable and keep 100% of that money. We put that website in place. We've just launched it. And the cool thing is that it syncs with Price Labs. And again, if you've been following the case study, Price Labs allows you to do dynamic pricing, so you can run your Airbnb more like a hotel or the airline business and understand supply and demand and be competitively priced. So Logify is pretty cool because it connects with the calendar of Airbnb and Price Labs in order to price. But if somebody books there, we keep 100% of the money on Logify. Just implemented that. Haven't had anybody book on it yet, but I've got the link out to quite a few people that want to book come fall and winter. And again, we're going to be able to put 100% of that money back into our pocket. So there's a link below to the Logify. You can go check it out there and sign up. If you're an Airbnb host, I would recommend doing a site where you can have people book on your site and keep 100% of the profits. I am in the process of building out our Logify website, and just going to give you a sneak preview of kind of what it looks like so you can see the potential of your own booking site if you choose to do that. But the neat thing about it is you can create your own URL and then link it over. So ours is TucsonShortTermRentalHome.com. And again, you can customize it with photos. You can book. And again, it ties to Airbnb and Price Labs so you don't double book. And it's pretty cool. So again, somebody can book right here. And there's the various links, and I'll put the link in the show notes so you can check it out. But again, pretty cool, working on our self-booking site in order to be more profitable at the end of the day if somebody wants to book directly through us. And the other neat thing about Logify is that you can have a discount code. So if it's a friend, family, somebody you want to give a discount to when they go in and book, I'll show you. So arrive here and then depart and then book now. And then you go into the booking page. And when you go to book and pay, there is a promotion code. So you can set up various codes to give various discounts on your site. So right now we've got it set up priced about the same, but again, if we want to give somebody a discount, we can give them a discount and still be more profitable at the end of the day. So go check out Logify if you're an Airbnb host and you want to do your own self-booking website. Now let's dive on into the numbers for March 2023 for our Airbnb. And it was a pretty good month. It wasn't our best month yet, but I think it was our second best month yet. So I'm going to go over the P&L for March 2023. So our gross rental income for the month of March was $5,502.84. We had total expenses of $1,248.56 for a total net income of $4,224.30 for the month of March. So pretty good month. And I'll break down our expenses. We had the marketing and advertising, which is Price Labs, $29.98. We had property taxes of $126.98 for the month. Interest expense on our mortgage, $458.40. And we've got a 15-year fix. So each and every month we're paying a lot to principal, building up equity. And again, if you can afford to do a 15-year fix, in my opinion, it's the way to go. Utilities for the month, $269.99, and I'll break those down. Those are typically our biggest expense for the month. Insurance, $72.19. HOA expense was $90. And then house cleaning, we've got our cleaner that comes through Turnover B&B. It's all systemized. And total cleaning fees for the month, $231. So total expenses, $1,248.56. Now I'm going to break down our utility costs for the month of March. And so we had $27.14 to Vivint. That's our security system. our keyless entry pad so they can do the combo to get in, so they can do a self check-in. It's got a ring door on the front door so we can monitor the traffic just to make sure there's nothing weird going on. And then also the thermostat, which we can monitor as well, set mins and maxes so people can't abuse that. Tucson Electric Power, a cost of $132.19 for the month. We had City of Tucson, which is the water bill and trash, $83.52. And Vivint, again, because of the month, we got charged at the beginning, at the end of the month. So next month, we're not going to have another Vivint just because they billed us at the end of March. So our total utility cost for the month was $269.99. And again, this is our biggest expense, and we've done some things in order to be able to control cost. One is the Vivint, which is awesome just because, again, we can monitor our thermostat and people can't abuse it. And again, see people coming in and out. So if there's anything weird going on, we can be on top of it. So that's it for our utility costs for the month of March. Now I'm going to do a quick breakdown of our P&L since we started. So our first true month was June 2022. So I'm going to do a P&L, basically a year-to-date from the day that we started to kind of give you an overview of where we're at. So our total gross revenue since we started has been $34,288.95. Our total expenses have been $16,112.22 for a total net income from June of 2022 to March of 2023, total net income of $18,026.82. So we've got a couple months remaining. And so again, at the end, we're going to compare short-term versus long-term. But again, we're going to be a lot more profitable as a short-term rental. That I know. The question is it worth the extra effort? And our last video, going to be going over that and giving you my opinion. Well, that's a wrap for our Airbnb case study for March 2023. The good, the bad, the ugly. And hope you got value out of it. If you did, do me a huge favor. Give me an internet high five by liking it. If you've got any questions or comments about an Airbnb, go ahead and comment below. Check out the show notes for the link to Logify. And for more awesome videos about living in Tucson, your Tucson real estate connection, you can subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit that bell button. And each and every time a video comes out, you're notified. In the meantime, make it a great day.